Good morning, friends. This is my 28th video on the case law of advocate on record examination of the Supreme Court of India. I know there is too much cold. There at Chandigarh is also a monsoon, very cool. So before diving into the case law, I request you to grab a cup of tea or coffee and be settled so that we may dive into this important case law where boundary dispute is there as far as criminal activity is to be tried whether in Italy or in India. The case law is Republic of Italy versus Union of India 2013. This is important judgment because Supreme Court of India in this case, which is often referred to as Italian marine case, it gave a judgment which is well known now as a settled law when two countries involved in any controversy relating to the crime in the boundaries of sea. So going further, I can say that it revolves around the legal jurisdiction dispute following the killing of two Indian fishermen by Italian Marines off the coast of Kerala in 2012. Before proceeding further, let us have a look at the background of the case, facts of the case. On February 15th, 2012, two Italian Marines named Lotor and Giron aboard the Italy oil tanker named Enrica Lexi fired shots at the fishing vessel off the coast of Kerala, mistaking it for a pirate boat. Two Indian fishermen aboard the boat, Galestine and Binky, were killed. Regarding legal action, the Kerala police immediately arrested the Marines and charged them with the murder under the Indian Penal Code. The Republic of Italy contested India's jurisdiction, arguing that the incident occurred in international waters beyond India's territorial waters, and the Marines were Italian military persons performing their official duties under international law. So, diplomatic and legal issues were created due to the standoff, both the opposite parties in different directions. So, the case triggered a diplomatic standoff between India and Italy, raising issues relating to sovereignty, jurisdiction, and international law, and interpretation of the United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea. So, key issues which came in, first one was about jurisdiction. Did India have jurisdiction to prosecute the Italian Marines for an incident that occurred in international waters? Second issue was, were the Italian Marines immune from prosecution in India as they were acting in their official capacity as members of the armed forces? Third was, under United Nations Convention on the Law of Seas, which country had the right to investigate and prosecute the Marines? India, the flag state of the fishing vessel, or Italy, the flag state of tankers? These were the issues. Then, going toward the decision of the Supreme Court, let us dive deep into this decision to understand it better. Honorable Court, Supreme Court of India, ruled that India had jurisdiction over the case. As the incident had significant effect within its territory, the fishermen were Indian nationals and the shooting occurred close to India's contiguous zone, which is covered under its law for certain offences under United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea. Sovereign immunity rejected. This was the plea of the Italy. It was rejected by the court. The court ruled that Marines could not claim sovereign immunity as the immunity of military personnel in international law does not extend to criminal acts like murder in the context of such cases. So the case was transferred to central authorities by the Supreme Court in its order, taking it from concerned state government. The court directed that the investigation and the prosecution be handed over by the central agencies, such as the National Investigating Agency, rather than the Kerala police. This was to ensure neutrality and adherence to international obligations. After that, so many developments were there. First was arbitration under United Nations Law of Seas. Italy initiated arbitration under United Nations Law of Seas, arguing that the Marines acted in their official capacity and were entitled to immunity. In 2020, the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled that while the shooting violated international law, Italy had jurisdiction over the Marines since they were state officials. It directed Italy to prosecute the Marines and compensate India for the loss of lives. Supreme Court Final Order 2021 in this case, in line with the Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling, Honorable Supreme Court allowed Italy to prosecute the Marines in their home country and close the case in India after Italy agreed to pay rupee 10 crore as compensation to the families of the deceased fishermen and owner of the fishing boat. So both hands were met, prosecution there in Italy, compensation there in India by the Italy government. Now, going to the significance of this case, it clarified the jurisdiction. If these type of incidents occur again, then the jurisdiction is already there before us, who to try and what to do. The case clarified the interplay between domestic laws and international maritime laws like United Nations law of seas in situations involving foreign nationals. Then the issue was sovereignty versus diplomacy. These two were decided. It highlighted the tension between national sovereignty and diplomatic consideration in cross-border legal disputes. This judgment had effect on the international law. So what is the impact on international law? That too has been clarified in the judgment. This case contributed to the evolving jurisprudence on immunity of the state officials, jurisdiction over crimes at sea, and application of United Nations law of sea in criminal cases. So we can say this case is a key reference in understanding the legal complexities of international incidents involving jurisdictional conflicts and state accountability. So this is all about this case. I will meet you again in next case law. That too will be on the advocate on court examination. God bless you. Have a nice day. See you again.